here. You are watching the Organic Beehive channel, and I love doing these videos. I feel like since we can't all be together, in person, these videos are the next best thing. So I invite you to come into my home, and I'm just sharing a little glimpse today specifically about my, I guess, New Year's goals, visions for the year, if you will. Just kind of like the tradition that comes with the new year. I am currently dog sitting right now, so if you hear little whines here and there, I think he's trying to figure out like what I'm doing and why I'm talking to a camera. But anyways, I thought I would take you along and share with you my visions for the New Year's, because here's the thing. I've not been very good with setting goals yearly. I think with my season of life, just trying to get the hang of motherhood, it was more, I don't know, for some time I was probably in survival mode, and so I never really took the time to, I don't know, plan out my year. So this year is my first year doing this, and it was kind of fun. We did it as a family, and it'll be fun to see at the end of the year how everything came to fruition, even if we will. So I'm gonna go through my vision board with you in hopes that it'll inspire you. Because at the heart of the matter is, I feel like it is important to set goals in life, because if you're not creating your life out of intention and you're not focusing on where you want to be, you're gonna be lost within your days. I know sometimes as a stay-at-home mom, if I have a few minutes here or there, I wonder, what should I do at this time? And so with a clear vision, you can now approach that with a little more intention. Again, if you're not making plans, right? If you're not making goals, setting goals, maybe you find yourself scrolling aimlessly on Facebook or Instagram or whatever social media platform that you use. So what I realized is that when I started getting clear about what I wanted, then I knew what to do with that time. It was like, okay, I'm going to do XYZ instead of scrolling. So I naturally got off of social media because I was focusing on things I wanted to be doing and ways to move forward with my family. All right, I got interrupted by my daughter. Such is motherhood. But I'm gonna get right into the dream board, if you will. Some of these are really big vision goals that I have just for us as a family, and they're just so unrealistic for us to accomplish in a year, but I put it on there anyway because it is inspiring to look at, and it does help me to remember to do some of the things on my vision board on a regular basis that will help us get to those big dreams. So I guess if you were to do something like this for yourself, my recommendation would be to put down like actionable steps, if you will. So one of our big vision dreams, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, I might have to put it on this side. We have here is just this farmhouse on some land. And like I said, that is unrealistic, but to get there, there are certain things that need to happen within our household to maybe you know, maybe it's saving and budgeting better, not eating out. Maybe it's looking for more ways to make revenue, whatever that is. They're called SMART. I think it's called SMART steps, or I don't know, SMART tasks or whatever. And I'm not sure what each letter stands for, but it's like reverse engineering. So I want the farmhouse. How do I get that? Okay, maybe that means posting on my blog, you know, twice a week. Maybe that means doing YouTube videos weekly. I don't know. It's something that you have to determine and work backwards. And those are really good, tangible, specific tasks that you can focus on. My dream board, yes, it has some big visions, but it also has very specific things that I would like to work on for the year 2024. The big vision ones I would say would be the farmhouse, which is here, and then probably, oh, I need a new car. Mine's old, it's small, it works great, so I'm not, you know, it's not a huge necessity for our family or for me. Plus I homeschool, I stay at home, so if we really needed to have one car, we could. But like I said, big goals would be to get a new car sometime in the future. Oh, this one is really, I was debating whether I put it on here or not. This one I debated whether or not, I'm trying to grab my vision board, it keeps sliding away from me. I was gonna add this, but I did in the end. I don't know if it's gonna make me sad looking at it or what, but we have a picture of our child when she was a baby on here, just to remind us that, like, that's our goal. We still want to try and have a baby. And so that's kind of like a big picture one too. I think I'm gonna share with you like the SMART goals that I have that pertain to having a baby. The first one would probably be, well, first and foremost, I have like these 2 wedding bands right here. There's a focus on my marriage. And it's not that, I mean, I think when I put this on here, my daughter got a little nervous and she said, why do you have to work on your marriage? And it's not so much like anything's wrong with our marriage. It absolutely is not wrong. Nothing's wrong, but both my husband and I came from divorced families, and we were not modeled how a married couple acts toward each other and treats each other. And I don't really know how to put it. I feel like I want to put more focus and not take marriage for granted. I think it's easy to get bogged down by the day-to-day tasks of life. I want to put special focus on setting apart time for my husband and I, and it not even like a date night where I have to get a babysitter or everything. Sometimes I think that's overrated, and the people that do that like are not us, because we don't have friends and family around here to be able to watch our daughter. But we set that boundary. She goes to bed, you know, on her own. And then at night, like, that can be our time to spend together. And we tend to fall back on watching TV. And at the end of the night, it's like, well, what did we do? We didn't really connect in a way that, you know, I feel like a married couple should. Yeah, I think this year I'm going to read more like marriage books, just to see other people's takes on it, and again, put focus on that. So obviously that's gonna help. So I have some health things on here too. One would be, I mean, you guys, I've posted about, I've talked about this before, and my fertility journey, and I've seen a fertility specialist, and I feel like I just kind of hit a dead end with that. So, you know, I don't know what's going to happen, but there are some things that I can control myself that'll at least make me feel better about doing something toward having another child. And that is just focusing on my health. So last year, toward the end of the year, I got a little better about just making sure I woke up in the morning, did some strength training or walking or whatever. I wouldn't say I was doing it consistently, you know, it'd be like a week on, a week off, but it was more than what I had been doing in the past, like 10 years. So I still consider it a win, and it's something that I still want to focus on for this year, as well as my husband. We both want to work on our health and our fitness. So I have weights here to signify strength training. And then what else? Oh, I also have sourdough here. We've kind of gone down the rabbit hole of, I mean, it's something I already kind of knew about it, but it's not something I really focused on. And that was like I feel like we were eating a lot of bread, like enriched flours and stuff. Not so much at home, but eating out. You know, there's a lot subs and hamburgers and stuff like that. We've been going down the rabbit hole of how folic acid can be affecting our health, and depending on like what genes you have and all of this stuff. And I'm not going to go into that in this video, but we are making a big effort to not have any enriched flours in our diet. And so a great thing to do would be to replace it with sourdough. And I guess it also signifies too, I have a tendency to bulk up my meals with bread. I love bread. If I could live off of one type of food for the rest of my life, it would be bread. And that is enough for me to know I need to distance myself from it. I'm not getting rid of it. I'm not like this big diet person whatsoever. You know, I guess as many of you my age may have dealt with trauma and dieting and all of that stuff. That's not what I'm about, but I would like to decrease the amount of bread that I consume. So my ultimate goal would be just one a day, you know, have bread with one meal, not all the meals, because it definitely adds up. So those are probably the two big things for health that I think will move forward. And we've also been trying to do less sugar and stuff like that. I mean, I guess I could add that, but it's something we had already been focusing on last year. So I think it's a pretty good habit now that I don't need to add it to this board. So those are all around health. Some personal things that I'd like to work on is more reading. So I just have a picture of books here. So by focusing on what I want to put in, such as books, I am naturally taking out social media. I hope that makes sense. Focusing on what you want to bring in and not so much what you're depriving yourself of. So I have books on here. Oh, so we have a chicken coop in our backyard. This is our second year with chickens, and we learn things and grow and try and refine. And so I have a chicken here in a nesting box, which just signifies that we are going to be changing a few things in the nesting, or not in the nesting box, changing a few things in the chicken coop to make things run a little smoother and just things that make sense. Like this is the first time having chickens, so obviously we don't know everything about them, and we're learning as we go. And so we're gonna be making some changes within the coop this year. Okay, so we already did weights, books, the marriage. We have a softball field here. That is more for our daughter. Our goal is to have her do at least one activity out of the home. Last year it was softball. I don't know if she's gonna do softball again this year, but that's just what it signifies, one activity for her. Oh, these are for the home. I have a kitchen vent. This is not the one I necessarily want, but we do have a goal of budgeting for a kitchen vent in the kitchen. We just really have poor ventilation in the kitchen that we need taken care of. I have this picture. Actually, I think I'm gonna move it this way because the windows are here and it's blocking my light whenever I go over here. Okay, so I have a picture of a herb garden. The herb garden, so I think I've mentioned this in a prior video, but in case you missed it, my garden beds, I have 4 garden beds out in the backyard, and they're made out of wood. They're rotting out. They are deteriorating. We have to scrap the whole thing. We have plans to build again, but financially, we're not there yet to rebuild. So I'm trying to get creative on other spaces in my yard that I can grow. So I have all around our chicken run where I can add plants and vegetables and whatever. I've got my front landscape that is pretty much a blank canvas, and I've been thinking about like what I can grow in there. And then I also have a spot where it used to be wildflowers, which I loved. It was really pretty, but it was not a big enough space to be able to do something like that. So I ripped it all out, and I think I'm going to use the space for an herb garden. So I've been doing some research on, culinary herbs and medicinal herbs that are really versatile and that I can dry and, be able to make my own medicine. The other day I made my own calendula salve. That's kind of my vision. I'd like to really concentrate on the herb garden and researching what I want to put in, and also planting, because seed starting is coming really soon, so I need to get on that. I also have a picture. It's just like the word rest written on the beach in the sand, and that is something I want to work toward. My husband and I feel like we're both go-getters. Yeah, we find it hard to be able to rest and relax. So that is something we're gonna be working on. We plan on going on vacation this year as a family, which we haven't been able to do in the past. Not that we haven't been able to do, we just didn't make it a goal, so we never budgeted for it. So this year we finally put our foot down and we decided we were gonna do it. And then also I would like to, dedicate one day a week where we just rest. No house chores and projects and all that. One day a week where there's nothing, right? I have a picture of a little girl writing right here. That's another goal I have for my daughter, just to get in the habit of writing more within our homeschool. Okay, I have a picture of a cow. That represents us wanting to get, to be able to purchase a half a cow or something for the freezer. We've never been able to do that before, but that would be a really fun goal, just to have that food on hand. I've got this little, I don't know, it's a coffee station, if you will. I would like to get some things to set up our coffee station in our kitchen to make it look a little more complete. So that's kind of a fun one for the house. I have YouTube here. Here I am filming for you guys. I don't necessarily have a set goal of how often I want to post because, you know, homeschool and motherhood, that does come first. So it's got to fit into that life. But it is something I want to be more consistent with. And I don't know if I showed you the blog too. I have a picture that represents the blog, and so I would like to be better about posting for that too. But the last one, it's just this this guy filming. It's like a silhouette of him filming. And so I want to be better about, if we're watching TV, that we're watching things that educate us and make us smarter. And so I just love the idea of being able to watch documentaries as a family and being able to talk about the different subjects and topics that we come across. So that is a little glimpse into our vision board. We have some big vision ideas, and we've got some, you know, very specific things to work on. And like I said, we have also more things that we can add along the way. And I don't give myself too much pressure as a family to complete all of these, but like I said, it will be really fun to look back at the end of the year and see how far we have come. And maybe I will do a year-end review and update you on what things actually happen. So we will see about that. But my idea behind all of this is, if you're not making any plans, it just feels like you're lost and not doing much of anything. And so this is just the solution, I guess, to not feeling lost and adding in those things that you want to do and not necessarily thinking about, I need to get rid of this, I need to get rid of that. So anyway, that is a glimpse into our life, and I hope you found this useful, and then it might even inspire you to be able to, you know, make a dream board of your own with your family. Because honestly, the biggest tip I have for parents is to model to your children what you want from them. So if they see you setting goals, isn't that something you want for them when they are older as well? I think it's just a great example to show them. So thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment as well as to what your goals are for the year, and that way we can use that comment section to just inspire each other with some, you know, homemaking goals. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.